Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's good. Welcome back to Gran Camino Driving Club. Today we have a 2019 Kia Stinger GT, and I'm really excited to drive this thing. It's all-wheel drive monster. Ever since it came out in 2016, it's always caught my eye. Whenever I hear the exhaust note, I'm like, that thing sounds insane. And we finally get to drive it and see what it's really like. I'm excited. Before we take her out, we need to take a look under the hood, see what she's got. Under the hood, we've got a 3.3 liter V6 that puts out 265 horsepower. This thing's a beast. It's got twin turbo. Yeah, this is a lot of power to put into a sedan, and with all-wheel drive, we're gonna see what this thing can do. But let's take a closer look. Okay, so in the engine bay, as you can see, we got some stiffening supports. That's awesome. And they always love to put these plastic things on here. So first things first, let's pull off this plastic thing and actually see what we have under here. There we go. We don't need this. So taking a closer look, this is our first view on it. At least you can see the aluminum block under here. It's a beefy looking engine, that's for sure. Okay, so we found the turbos. They're down kind of under the bank, one for each exhaust, right, on each side. You can't really see much, a little bit of heat shielding, and you know, they stuffed it in the side. It's compact, I'll give it to them.
So climbing inside is very easy, and you're immediately greeted by all of this pretty much luxury stuff that you'd expect in any BMW or Audi. Turning the car on, very easy. The steering wheel moves down to greet you. The seat remembers where you were with the memory settings on the side. It's a very premium place to be at first glance. You've got lots of chrome trim, lots of brushed aluminium trim, nice big steering wheel with a lot of gadgets and buttons on it, and the paddle shifters as well, I really like. But that's kind of where it ends. You start looking closer and you realize, why is this car so much cheaper than BMWs and Audis? Well, the brushed aluminium, I'm sorry to say, is plastic. And while this is all kind of soft touch, it doesn't feel or look that premium the longer you look at it.
I really like how they did this whole come across dash. It's like very clean. I would say it's minimalism. They even got like these vents. It kind of reminds me of Mercedes a bit.
These are a complete ripoff of the Mercedes, aren't they? I really like the red leather seats. It's a really nice touch. We've seen them in other cars as well. It really makes it stand out. Like black on black, it's such a bland interior. Ooh. It's a bit tight back here, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't love when my head's hitting the ceiling.
No, that's a bit of a bummer.
So you have to get down on a slouch.
But at least we got this.
Yeah. I mean, once you're slouching, it's kind of nice.
And there's no tunnel to the trunk.
Nope.
So you can't bring skis in here. Do you want to be on a whole road trip for this?
I would not be happy with that, no. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be sitting back here for any reason, really.
Oh, yeah, I need to get out. This is
let's
claustrophobic.
All right, let's check out going from comfort to sport mode.
Ready?
Ready.
Okay. I like that.
That's good.
I was definitely pushed back in my seat there.
Yeah, let's push back. She's got
Okay. I got pushed back there. I know you did too.
This is fun. I like this car. I came into this with some pretty high expectations for the car, and
Yeah,
like,
you've been talking to me for forever about this car.
yeah, and every time I see it, I love seeing this car on the road. I'd say it made it up to 80% of my expectations. It didn't blow past my expectations. It's got speed, but it's not the fastest that it could be. It's got the cool factor and everything, but there's just a little bit missing.
Deep down, it is still a Kia.
Yeah.
So I really like the driving position of this car. You feel in command of it. There's no major blind spots. And there's a lot of nice features to really help with like, visibility. Like when you put it in reverse, the mirrors will angle differently so you can see easier. There's this button right here that gives you access to all the cameras, which really helps with parking and any tight spots.
But yeah, driving around in the car, like the grip you get from the all-wheel drive is insane, right?
Yeah, it feels very well planted. Coming out of corners a little too hot, it can feel a little bit squirrely. The torque is always there. Like if you put your foot down at any point, you will be going places. The gearbox is pretty snappy. It's not the fastest, but it's a very good gearbox for an 8-speed auto. I've never really felt any turbo lag, so whatever they've done a good job. I really felt turbo lag in the S5, like, big time. Brake boosting in the A5 was kind of a necessity if you wanted a quick launch. This, you don't seem to need that. It's got all the torque all the time. That said, I've never heard the turbo, so it takes away from some of the feeling. Like you say, oh, it's a turbo. Like, you know me, I'm all about the theater of the car.
Right, yeah.
And this doesn't have enough of that.
It's got some get up and go.
Yeah, it does.
It's pretty slow off the line, though.
That was with brake boosting and that was with traction control off. And there was not a hint of any wheel spin.
Yeah, like you're trying as hard as you can to get a little bit of fishtail out of it, and you can't.
I know you came into this with very high hopes for this car. You dreamt of this car for a long time and you're finally here. How does that make you feel? How does it live up to your expectations?
You know, it didn't quite meet my expectations. They were a bit too high, I think.
You think you put it up on that pedestal?
I did. I elevated it to godlike status.
You set yourself up.
Yeah, it's not exactly there, but it is a great car.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a very well-engineered car. You can tell that there was a lot of inspiration from the Germans, but it kind of falls a little bit short. That said, like the Audi S5 that we drove, that was still missing a bit of excitement for me. It was a very nice car. It was a very premium place to be in. It felt that. This, the more time I spend in it, the less I start to feel that it's premium or special. And like I was saying earlier, V6s for me always fall flat. Like they always fall a little bit short of where you want them to be in terms of excitement. Daily driver for me, hard no.
Overall though, weekend warrior, I agree.
I really think that this is as good as the Audi S5 that we drove. In terms of like how it makes you feel, maybe you don't feel the prestige that you do in an Audi, but I really think this is as good as the Audi S5 in every other regard.
And the edge that has over the S5
is it's 40 grand cheaper.
Well, maybe that, but also just all of the interesting design cues that they added to this car. They really had carte blanche to try some new things, and they added to the car, and it made it so unique. And I feel like long term that it's gonna be remembered for that.
So that's it from us. We had a lot of fun driving this car. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and if you have an opinion, what do you think? Is this better than an S5, or would you take this over an S5? Like, let us know in the comments.
And if you own one of these, let us know what your experiences are. Like, do you have any reliability issues? Do you think we've not tested it hard enough? Let us know. We want to hear from you. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one.
All right, later.
Bye.